Hello friends, AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink, back with another STAMPtember exclusive. This is the limited edition collaboration set with Waffle Flower, and it is called Winter Crystals. It's a big 6x8 stamp set with these big, bold snowflakes. And shocking, I went clean and simple. Although, again, if I had more hours in the day, so many ideas. So many options with this, but the very first thing I thought of, I was like, ooh, these snowflakes are so large, they would be perfect to ink up with multiple colors, etc. So that's what I did. So I lined up the stamp, one of the snowflakes, in my MISTI, and I have some distressed watercolor paper with the smooth side facing up, and then I'm inking up the stamp with three different distress oxide inks, three of my favorites: Peacock, Feathers, Picked Raspberry, and Seedless Preserves. And I'm just using the edge and the corner of the ink pad. You can't really tell from the way I film, but I'm kind of holding them on an angle. I'm just using the very edges. And then this step is maybe not necessary because I am going to spray this with water, but it's become almost like a habit now, is I use my blending brushes. And with this, I put even more ink on the blending brushes just to soften, you know, the blend between the colors on the stamp. So if you were just stamping on smooth cardstock, I would just do this and stamp. Like, I've shown that in a bunch of videos. It works wonderfully. But I wanted to give this a bit of a almost faux watercolor look. So I lightly misted it a couple times with water. And that's why I used the distressed watercolor paper. And then stamped it. And with that little addition of water, one, it helps kind of oxidize the inks a bit because these are the distress oxides. But it does blend and give like a full coverage of the stamp. And then without re-inking the stamp, I put my card base into the MISTI. So this is Simon's Smooth White Cardstock. This will be a top folding A2 card. So I didn't re-ink the stamp, I just pressed it onto the inside of the card. And because there's still a little bit of water on there, it just like suction cups to the card base. So just FYI. So when you go to pull it off, it's going to pull up the card with you, which isn't a big deal. Is what it is. So once I have that stamped, and this is something you just do over and over and over again, you know, if you wanted to mass produce a bunch of cards, and it'd be fun, all the color combos you could do, so many things. But anyway, after I had stamped, this now is the card front again, and I inked up one of the sentiments from this set. I think this is another reason why I really loved this set, is there's many sentiments. Like, there's these couple that are like holiday and Christmas themed, but there's also like a thanks friend, miss you friend, thinking of you, happy birthday. Like, there's a lot of options. Like, just the sentiments alone, it's like you can use them for anything, winter themed birthdays, etc. So anyway, I stamped the my brain stopped. Warm wishes for the card front, and then I used the large one to have a magical holiday season on the inside. And then I just repeated the process with the second large snowflake stamp. So I inked it up, I had lined it up, I have distressed watercolor paper, smooth side up, inked up the stamp with those three inks, used my blending brushes just to smooth it out a bit, gave it 2 or 3 light mists of water, stamped it. And when I stamp it, I take my time. Like at the beginning with the first one, that was actually filmed in real time. I didn't speed it up in editing. I let it sit for just a little bit, just to really kind of soak into that watercolor paper so that all the color and everything is there. And then again, stamped it the second time onto the inside of the card, and then off camera I stamped the sentiments. So then I trimmed these panels down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Basically took like a 1/4 inch off each side. And then I'd also trim down some AUDREY blue cardstock to just slightly larger than that, just to frame it, you know, give it that little extra something. So I'm going to adhere those together with craft tacky glue. And then I'm going to back these with Simon's Big Mama foam tape. Just, again, gives it that little bit of dimension without creating too much bulk. So you could always skip that, but I do love me my Big Mama foam tape. Love it. So anyway, peeled off the backing to that. I'm going to pop this onto the card. And like, I'm keeping these clean and simple, but they're still going to have bling. I can't even discuss how much time I spent thinking about like, oh, I could add splatter. I could do this. I could do glitter, splatter, kitchen sinks, all the things, you know. But I wanted to add some bling because, again, these these large images, like it's like they're just the perfect placeholder for them, you know? So I pulled out these Trinity stamps. I have sea glass embellishments, perfume bottle embellishments, and rose tinted glasses embellishments. These are the newest ones that I showed in the release and review video I did in the last week. Yeah, I've posted a lot of videos. Anyway, I arranged them onto the snowflakes. Just kind of, it was almost like another one of those like therapeutic things where you kind of just sit and zone out and just, it's just easy. This isn't one where you need to really think like triangles and odd numbers and all those things. This is just fitting them into the existing image. So I put one in the center, and then I just decided where to stick. You know, it was like these snowflakes were made for it. Like just looking at them, I was like, that is a spot for a gem. So that's literally what I did. So once they were all placed, I adhered them into place with dabs of craft tacky glue and just using my little embellishment wand to pick them up, stick down a dab of glue, press them down. You let the glue dry. And then I paired these cards with some AUDREY blue envelopes from Simon, just to keep everything matchy-matchy. And that finished them off. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a limited edition collaboration set. With all of these limited edition sets, they are one and done. Once they sell out, they're not restocked. It's just for STAMPtember, just while supplies last. So I will have a link to the set as well as the combo set with the wafer dies, and then I'll have a link, of course, like links to all the supplies I used. You can check that out in the description box below the video as well as on my blog, and on my blog it's always picture links. And of course, thank you all so much for watching, for thumbs upping and commenting and subscribing. I very much appreciate it, and I will see you all very soon in the next video. Bye!